Wednesday, 7th of June, 7:29 a.m. in Australia. Welcome to my latest video blog. A few exciting things happening this week. I've sort of just been watching, keeping my head down and reading a lot of articles and just sort of watching the markets. And I'm sort of seeing a bit of a pattern. We saw this a couple of weeks ago. We saw Bitcoin surge, and overnight, well, it's not overnight, it's actually in the last couple of days, it hit the 2,900 US mark, which is an all-time high, and I think sometime last night it got close to 3,000. It's pulled back a little bit and it's bouncing back, but again we're seeing this Bitcoin surge, which sort of goes over about a 7-day block, and at the same time we see the altcoins pull back a little bit, although they've started to show a little bit of recovery in the last few days. So it sort of seems to be a bit of a pattern there. But Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins come down. Bitcoin just keeps surging forward and showing that strength. And the good thing about it is that it's really, like I said, legitimizing this whole sector. And more and more people are taking notice, which is a great thing. And I think when you start looking and reading all the articles, I think everyone in the big corporate world is already noticing that. I mean, they're already moving towards blockchain and getting analysts and a lot of people in the know to give them advice about how to implement blockchain into their existing infrastructure. So I found a excuse me, a cool little article on what's it called, Bitcoin Magazine, just about, we've had a couple of milestones this week. So Bitcoin got to 2,900, and we've had the cryptocurrency market cap as a whole hit $100 billion. Now, I think once you get to these sort of staggering figures, you start to realise that this is the real deal. And I've still got friends who think that it's not the real deal. It's like, well, where's this $100 billion coming from? It's not coming from under 20-year-olds with their expendable cash from their part-time jobs going into this market. This is corporate money right here. You don't get $100 billion cap from certain parts of society. This is the whole collection of all those corporate entities getting involved. And so I just wanted to read through this little article. It's called Price Analysis: Cryptocurrencies Hit 100 Billion Market Cap as Bitcoin Reaches for New Highs. Bitcoin approaches a new all-time high in price and market cap as we re-enter a mode of price discovery. All of this occurs in the settling of an unresolved block size and scalability debate set to be disrupted with the UASF on August 1. Cryptocurrencies as a whole now hold over 100 billion in market cap for the first time, while Bitcoin leads the pack at just over 46.6 billion, and it's at 47.7 today. So even at the time of this writing, it's gone up another $1 billion. So that's adds up to around about 47.9% of all cryptocurrencies. The recent surge in these other coins has helped to push the total cap over the top. Good signs. Excuse me. Since the Bitfex hack low on August 2, that was last year, Bitcoin has traded better than JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, it does suck, Tesla, Apple, Google and gold. One of the few stocks to match the frenetic pace of Bitcoin has been Nvidia, which is up over 200% since July of last year. I'm not totally familiar with that entity. Bitcoin is also trading much better than all the other major payment processors, including Visa, American Express, MasterCard, Capital One, Discover and PayPal, which is a pretty definitive statement, really, although we've got to remember that Bitcoin's not necessarily being used like these other platforms. So, I don't go to Bitcoin to transact as I would with PayPal. However, the market and the money that's flowing in, the market cap that's flowing into Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies is pretty much smashing all of these other current payment processors. So I think they'd be a little bit nervous. So things are going to be changing in the next 5 years, that's for sure. They're going to have to either evolve or be left behind. That's how I see this. The strong upward trend of global OTC volume suggests this is not an isolated incident limited to Asian countries alone, but indicates organic growth of price worldwide. That's the word I like, organic growth. I think anyone that's invested in cryptocurrencies or in a business in any format wants to see a nice, steady, organic growth, which means that it's not necessarily a bubble, and we're not getting these overinflated prices, which then aggressively or pull back, so like a pump and dump. No one wants bubbles. We've got massive bubbles across the world with our derivatives and our housing market, so this is good signs. What do we got? The strong, yep. So although China, Japan and South Korea are trading at 100 plus premium compared to the exchanges in the United States, most of the volume in the past 24 hours has been driven by the USD. There is no certainty of a top until bullish momentum and buying are exhausted, but you can use Fibonacci extensions, previous fractals and pivots to find resistance targets. Price broke the critical resistance level of 50% of the pullback on June 1 and has not looked back. This is a little bit of technical stuff. Don't need to read that too much. Looking at the big picture, the fib extension of the previous down fractal yielded a price almost 3 times low. Using those same fibs, this would bring the price to around 6,500 when this next run up is all said and done. So they're looking at a price index between 2950, 3300, so 3300, and another jump up to 6500 when that one comes down. I think the Webbot predicted 4,000 US, and it hasn't actually been wrong yet. I think it's been pretty spot on. Whether that's preemptive programming now, I think that's the other thing we've got to be aware of, is that when there's no point saying that the Webbot's predicting all of this when X amount of people are watching that and then have that figure in their head, and when it comes to that figure then they go and pull out. They're actually manifesting that event, so it could be a little bit of preemptive programming. In summary, a new all-time high is extremely likely with continued demand for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies worldwide. Number 2, despite the heavy premiums, Asia USD trading volume leads the rally. Number 3, based on technicals, targets above 3,000 US are extremely likely in the near future. Well, we almost hit that last night, so there's some very good signs there. I can see Bitcoin going through the roof over the next 2 years, especially as all the laggers start to come in and start investing their money. So that's a very interesting article there. 100 billion cap on our way to 1 trillion, and I think that's what that's really when we know that cryptocurrencies are a real deal, when it's starting to get into the trillion club. And the other thing too I wanted to just have a quick chat about is I'm a big ambassador for Steemit and Steem. Steem's a cryptocurrency. Steemit is a blogging social media website. I'm on there every day. I've got my own profile. That's Sebastian Jago. Now the other thing is Steem hit, what did it hit last night? $3.20 Australian, so that's over $2 US. And it's got a massive community of almost 400,000 people have signed up to Steemit. If you're not on Steemit, you don't have to be a prolific blogger or have amazing writing skills. I think it comes down to just participating. You can comment, you can engage and curate by upvoting other people's blogs and things like that, and get involved and even just contribute from a viewing aspect. And if you feel like you want to share your life or some aspects of your life, just document your life. You have an experience that you want to share, some photos, things like that. It's worth, I believe, blogging at least once a day and spending 5 to half an hour just doing a nice little blog about life, about how you're feeling about things, adding some value to the platform. And what happens is you're going to be earning Steem. Now, I think Steem is one of the most undervalued cryptocurrencies out there, and the reason why is we've got all of these niche markets, and I keep talking about niche, is that the thing about Steem is it's got the biggest community behind it. Now, there's no doubt we've got Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the thing about the Steemit platform is that people are engaging and talking about these subjects with each other in a isolated area. So we're all getting together and we're sharing all this information and we're supporting each other. And it's a bit like a team, a team Steem. And I think, you know, if you are in cryptocurrencies, if you're not involved on Steemit, you're not involved with Steem, you're probably behind the game. It's definitely worth getting in there. You get all the little scoops as well. You've got people that are a lot smarter than me writing things about what's coming up, the ICOs, new blogs on you know, the cryptocurrencies and, you know, developments and those type of stuff. You get little inside sneaky peekies because a lot of the ICOs do have blog pages in there and they give you updates and videos and those type of things. So definitely worth jumping on there and having a look. And it's steemit.com. It takes about 4 or 5 days to get approved, so you just got to be patient because it is they're inundated with new sign-ups, and I think it's going to pretty much push the other social media platforms, not necessarily aside, but it's going to put pressure on them. People are going to move away. I've already moved away pretty much from Facebook. I don't sit there and spend hours and hours on my pages anymore. I don't want to spend money on Facebook anymore. I want to go and build my community on Steemit, and I will share some of my blogs on my Facebook page, but you know, it's really evolved, and I've seen the rewards from being consistent on Steemit. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. $100 billion cap, Bitcoin about to reach 3,000, Steemit's running hot, and I think this weekend we're going to see a big surge in the altcoins, or sometime maybe next week, once this Bitcoin hits its threshold and has a little bit of correction, because normally what happens then is the money moves out of Bitcoin and then into the alts, and we see that nice little organic push. You know, so get in now. I think a lot of the prices on a lot of the cryptos are actually pretty low. They've hit a sort of a bottom and a bit of a plateau. So it's a good opportunity to keep stacking. And yeah, keep doing your research, keep enjoying life, and tune into the next video. Thanks, guys.